Because if you heard the term accessory dwelling unit or ADU, what that is it's another living unit on your property, meaning, a whole other unit, kitchen, bath, living room, bedrooms. There is a difference between an ADU and like a multi-unit property. Okay, ADU is typically used for family members or, another living space for, the people that are living there, not necessarily a multi-unit, like you could just be a owner from afar collecting rent. That's not necessarily what an ADU is. It's more of like to be used for your personal use. That's what an ADU is, but it is a whole separate living unit with kitchen, bedroom, living room, bathroom, the whole 9 yards, totally separate from the living space of the property. We wanted to talk about that and shine some light on some things around ADUs because it's becoming popular. A lot of people are starting to look at it because of, multi-generational living, and just kind of wanted to talk to you about the pros and cons a little bit around it and what you might run into if you're thinking of adding an ADU to your property. Now, the state of Maine is open to this and they're really trying to help people out with this. Some regulation was passed, LD 2003, if you want to Google that. They're trying to make the laws and zoning laws very friendly to ADU. We have a housing shortage here in Maine and they're trying to make it better for families to come together, or, if you want to make an ADU on there for whatever reason that you're looking to do it, it can help. And there's a lot of benefits around having an ADU. Generate some rental income, charge whoever's living there some rent to help cover the mortgage. Your property value is going to go up. So if you're adding extra square footage on any property, it's a benefit. And especially if it's a whole other like living unit, ADU, you're definitely going to increase your value. And of course, like we talked about, multi-generational living. If you're bringing your parents to live in with you or you're bringing your kids to live in with you, all these benefits are there for having an ADU. We've had some great examples of people moving in together, mother-daughter living scenario where, mother's living in the house and then they finish the basement. That's just a great scenario for them. And they kind of, the basement's a walkout basement, so they have their own entrance and all that. So it's a great way to do that, like finishing the space that's already there, whether it's, in the basement or above the garage, maybe an attic, things like that. We have people that, sold their property, used their assets to construct a whole other building on the property. You have to have the right amount of property and all that kind of stuff to achieve that. But, you can build a whole other, like let's say a barn with maybe an apartment on top, or just another structure that's like another little house. You can also, from a construction perspective, add on to your house, do an addition, so there's a lot of options there. And financially, it works out if you're bringing people in there, your family, you can combine the assets to be able to do exactly what you want. Permitting process. Every town is going to be a little bit different. So you want to be mindful if you're thinking about doing this. I highly recommend schedule a time to go sit down with your code enforcement officer. Almost always the code officer will be happy to sit down with you in a reasonable time frame and kind of just like have a general conversation with you about what you can and can't do, and it'll be very helpful. Every town can be a little bit different. They could do a better job than the state, or they could do the state minimums. So you want to sit down with the town and see exactly what you can and can't do, but every town should be friendly to this. And those can also be some of the challenges and like problems that you could run into. Like if it's limiting to what you can and can't do, maybe it's worth it to sell that property and go find a property that you can do that. Whether it's a property that you can add an ADU to, or maybe you buy a multi-unit, there might be a better option out there for you. So again, sit down with the town and find out exactly what you can do for your current properties. And then if you can't do it there, we could talk about options. So hey, hopefully this was helpful. We're doing a bunch of videos around this topic, so please subscribe, hit that little bell. You can get notified about other videos coming out. And remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and one of these buttons over here. You get a lot of great information about real estate, the state of Maine, cool things to do, all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you have any questions at any time, comment below or hit us up on all social media platforms, and we'd love to help you out. And we love talking about Maine and real estate in Maine.